Hey, what's going on, guys? So today in this video, I'm gonna be doing a little breakdown slash tutorial of the song "Above All" by Home. Um, if you found this video, you have a really niche question, probably like I did, or you might be familiar with the artist from his most popular song "Resonance," which had blown up back in I think 2016 and then regained a lot of popularity um, in these few recent years. But anyways, today I will be breaking it down because I found really no tutorials online anywhere or really no discussions about this song whatsoever. And I always thought it was a super awesome song. It sounds amazing. It's very addictive. And I've been listening to it for about over a year now, and I finally decided I was gonna tackle making a remake. So, because there's pretty much really no information on this song just about anywhere on the internet, this whole track is by ear, and I think I got pretty close. If not, I got everything about exactly correct. So, anyways, to start this song, the track originally is slightly detuned than your standard tuning. So, if you go ahead here, if you use FL Studio, here's your master pitch. I turn it down by -200 cents, and that matches with the original track. So, we are also in the A major key, and we're at 110 beats per minute. Okay, we'll start off with the main chords here. I found online that he had used the Arturia Mini V, which is basically, I think it's just like a mini Moog emulator. And so I figured he probably used the bundle, Arturia's bundle. So I found a YouTube comment that mentioned, hey, this synth sounds pretty similar to this patch on the DX7. And so this patch comes from the ROM 1A or ROM 1 Bank A cartridge, and it's under brass 1. And it is pretty, you know, it's pretty similar. I'm sure there are people out here that are better with synths. I mainly am a preset guy, but I would like to get into sound design. But you could probably get it to sound, a lot closer to the original, but I'll show you what we're working with here. I haven't really changed much in these settings down below, but when you go in the advanced settings, one of the biggest parts is the reverb gets pretty close to the original song. So over in the reverb area, I had a compressor on there. I didn't end up using it. I didn't really know what I was doing over there, so ignore that. But when you look to the left, we have the reverb. In the song, I think there's a little bit of pre-delay, so I threw on 60 milliseconds of some pre-delay. Room size, I'm keeping it at 84. I had it at 90. It sounded a little too wish-washy, and it was just a lot of unnecessary noise. Plus, I later end up listening, and that didn't sound right. So I have it about 84, 85. This stayed the same. The width is at 100. The tone is at 3.2%. These are all stock settings right here. Okay, so for a while, I couldn't quite tell what the chords are, and I'm still not extremely confident with these chords, but I know these root notes here. These are all the root notes that you'll hear through the song, so I know these are correct. And then I'm also playing octave. Well, it's just a triad. It's a basic triad. So originally I just was playing octaves just to get something as a placeholder, but I ended up adding these notes because they sound pretty similar to the song. So this repeats basically throughout the whole song. I'll go ahead and play it for you guys real quick, but I think it's fairly close to the original. It might not be 100% correct, but we'll check it out. So this is the DX7 ROM 1A Brass 1 patch with a little bit of editing. And I do apologize for my FL Studio is running a little clunky. My laptop is pretty capable, but for some reason with OBS and FL Studio running together, it's just not running super hot. Do apologize for that. But there you go. That's your main brass. That, as you can see, basically plays, the entire song. There's only one section where that really isn't playing in the middle here and at the end. And the next thing is our bass. Okay, guys, so for the bass, there's two bass sections. I'll get into that. But for this sake of this video, I just did it all under one synth. I'm using a Juno 60, and it's basically just a basic saw bass. And it does sound like there might be a little bit of a different bass in the intro versus the rest of the song, but for convenience sake, I just merged it all into one. Okay, so it's here you go. If you want to look at it or try recreating it with any emulators, you can take a look. But yeah, it's just a basic saw bass. I mean, oh, it's literally called saw bass. And yeah, I'll show you guys the melody. I wanted to use the Juno. It was a fairly warm, sounding bass compared to everything else in the song. So I went ahead and chose the Juno 60 for that to get that warm, lush goodness. And I'll pull up the bass for you guys real quick so you can take a look at those notes. And then if you want to work on a remake, you know what notes to use. All right, here you go. All right, and that repeats for most of the intro, and then it picks up a little bit, and this is going to be the second section, and I'll highlight the second section. This is where it is. These are all the instances of excuse me, of the secondary bass. So like I said, I think they might be two different bass patches, but for the sake of this video and the remake, I just, like I said, we're still using the Juno 60, and oh my bad. And I'll show you what this bass pattern is. It's pretty funky too. Yeah, I'll play the metronome so you can kind of get a feel for the sort of swing we got going on. Oh, hold on. All right, so you guys get the gist. He does occasionally play octaves a little bit here, so there are instances which I didn't notice at first, and I actually had to go back. All these points where I play an octave up are exactly where they are in the song. I mean, you don't have to do that. I just wanted to be really specific, so this is the bass exactly. And yeah, all right, we'll move on to the next. When it came to the drums, I wasn't sure really what to use here. I wasn't going to be super picky on trying to get the exact sound, but I did try to get something pretty similar. So I'll also discuss the percussion too. I'll include it in this section. So for the bass, for the drums, sorry, I'm using a Roland TR-606. And I'm just using the basic kits that basically come with it. So this is one of the kits right here. And I tweaked it a little bit. I tweaked the drum a little bit. I didn't really touch any of the snares or I didn't touch any of the closed or open hi-hats really. I touched the snare a little bit because in the original song, it's more like a snare/snare clap. So yeah, it was a little tight, and I made it a little bit more raspy. So I'll go ahead and show you guys that real quick. I did. Because there really is there's really no clap on here. I mean, you could get your snare to kind of give you that taste, but I just ended up pulling up a clap sample, so I'll find that for you guys real quick. It should be under here. Yeah, okay, so while I'm at it, I'll also show you the percussion too, but here, let me find you the drums real quick. Okay, yeah, here we go. So I have them in two different patterns, but here's your TR-606 down here, and then the clap. So I'll play for you guys real quick. It's pretty basic. You can just listen to it, get a feel for it. And yeah. It's pretty close. The drums, there are some different sections. They're all pretty similar, though. Here you go. And then I'll show you the other drum section in a second. Okay, right here, this is sort of a different section. We have this sort of closed open hi-hat rhythm and the claps. This is about halfway through the song, and then the kick and the snare along with the clap come back in right here. And yeah, they just go back and forth kind of between this main rhythm and this other rhythm throughout the whole song. But one of the biggest parts is the clav or wood block that's going on. And I'll show you that real quick. It's a pretty simple pattern, but it is probably one of the more audible things in the mix is that little clav. It's a little bit of twang that makes it, recognizable, the song recognizable. So I'll show you that pattern real quick. I just have a clav loaded up in here. I think this is even a stock FL Studio sound sample. So, we just have a high and then we have a low. I threw a little bit of a reverb because it sounded a little flat in the mix, but here's that melody, here's that rhythm. Now, again, this is one of those things that sort of just repeats throughout the song, never really changes, just comes in and out. And yeah. All right, one of the last big things I want to talk about on here is another pretty crucial part of the song, and this is the arpeggiator that happens midway through the song, and then it continues all the way to the outro. So for this, I had also read that Randy Goff, or by the studio name Home, I had read that he'd used the Arturia Mini V. So what did I do? I used the same synth that he has used in his tracks. So we're going to pull that up real quick. Well, it's the Mini V3. And actually, I did some digging around because, like I said, I'm really bad with synth recipes. I'm really bad at sound design. It's something I haven't gotten really into yet. So I use presets a lot. So actually, one of these presets right here is really close very on par with the song. So if you do have this plugin, you can find the old Mini. I believe this was, I think it's under the keys. Oh, it's under the lead category. So right there, you can check that out with a little bit of tweaking. You can get it pretty close. Let me look at my notes. I don't think I edited it too much. Yeah, no, I didn't. So I just set the cutoff frequency to minimum, and I dabbled with the attack a little bit. I think I set it to 22 to 25 milliseconds. So with that, it sounds pretty similar, especially this funky little delay. There's a delay somewhere on this. Yeah, funky little delay makes it really sound similar to the song. So I'll show you guys that melody real quick. Here it is right here. Let me see if I can, here, I want you guys to be able to see the notes, just for you guys' sake. But here, I'll zoom out and then I'll show you which notes you're going to play. So that is pretty much on par with the original song. I mean, it sounds extremely similar. If not exactly the same of what he did. So yeah, again, this repeats. This starts about halfway through the song, and then it repeats all the way till the end. And then, all right, so we'll zoom out, and I'm going to show you the automation I have. Nothing crazy. There might be some automation going on with this or that throughout the song, but I kept it pretty basic from what I could hear, what was obvious to me. So right here we have a volume automation for my insert 6. That's going to be the Mini V arpeggiator I just showed you. It's going to be this guy right here. So in the song, halfway through the song, the arpeggiator starts, and then the secondary bass pattern comes back in, and so you can audibly hear this arpeggiator get quiet, and so I matched the automation to the song right here. So yeah, and then I have a master volume because it does fade out in the end. Because in the end, you're left with this kick, and the arp is still playing. It's the only thing left. And there you go. You can just hear it fade out. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and play this full song for you guys, and you guys can hear the remake. And yeah, I hope someone might have found this useful. And yeah, all right, here you guys go. All right, guys. I think that's a pretty honest remake. I know it's not the most perfect thing out there. I tried to get pretty close. I'm a little unhappy with the main chord melody. I feel like I could get it closer, but I'm still someone new into the world of synths, so I wasn't too familiar with these plugins. I had just gotten them, so I feel like someone out there could definitely make it sound closer, but I hope this could be a good template for someone out there who wants to maybe do a stronger job at achieving this sound. But yeah, guys. I hope you guys found this video useful or maybe interesting. And yeah, thank you guys.